Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Weekly Coldplay. My name is Monica.
And my name is Daniel.
And we are a weekly podcast all about...
You guessed it.
Walkmans. Need they have a point?
I've never had a Walkman. I did have a portable CD player, as you know, in high school. I wish I was into Coldplay back then so I could carry around Coldplay CDs with my portable CD. Instead, I was just listening to the Avett Brothers.
Oh my goodness.
And the Bare Naked Ladies children's album.
Oh my god. You know the very first CD I ever had? That's not related to a Walkman. I did have a Walkman. I listened to many of Backstreet Boys albums on my Walkman. But the first CD I ever had was it was this, I think, Macy's exclusive Schoolhouse Rock covers by Smash Mouth.
My first ever CD was a recording of Sesame Street Live.
Oh, well, there you go. Anyway.
Listen to it every night before bed.
Okay, so this week we're talking about the PNAU. I think that's how you pronounce it. If it's not, you heard me pronounce it correctly, okay? Just pretend in your mind.
See, in my head, I thought it was just now. Like, the P was silent. But I don't know. I didn't look it up or anything.
Yeah,
I just made a guess.
So, PNAU,
Nah.
All My Love remix that just came out, released on Friday, Black Friday, if you're a retail worker here in America.
Oh, my
God. And then we have news, and then charity, and that's it. So, yeah, a really short week, so we're just going to breeze right through it and get right into it. Talking about the PNAU, possibly that's what it's called, All My Love remix. Well, it's a remix.
It sure is a remix of a Coldplay song.
Anyway, on to other news.
They changed it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
I also did not like it. I mean, okay, I like some parts of it. I like the little piano bit because I think it's just like a little catchy melody, but like it just doesn't fit, which I know the point of a remix is to like switch it up, but it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, of the songs for them to remix, I would never have picked All My Love.
Yeah.
And yeah, that little piano bit you're talking about, I thought I liked it at first.
Yeah.
But it turns out that I was just so sick of how it was already going, I wasn't ready for a change of pace, and I didn't like it either.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Well, okay, I only liked the piano bit because it wasn't any of the singing parts or anything. It was just like, it felt like its own thing, and just for a moment I forgot that I was listening to a remix until Chris started singing All My Love.
I just very rarely enjoy the Coldplay remixes.
Yeah. I mean, there's a handful that I do like. There's a Talk remix that I really, really like.
I know the one you're talking about. I like that one too.
Yeah. And it's just, I felt like I sounded like Jennifer Coolidge.
Some of the higher power remixes I enjoy. Some of them I don't like. Same thing with Something Just Like This. There's the one that's so bad it's just funny.
Where it's like, whatever. It sounds so bad. I am curious though if we're gonna get like a music video with this one as we did with the Zerb one. Between this one and the Zerb one, I definitely do prefer the Zerb version. It feels like I'm
the Zerb enough. One I definitely like. The Zerb one grew on me the more I've heard it. I still my favorite bit of the song is taken out in the Zerb one.
Oh yeah.
But I still like it. I can still enjoy it. I would not choose to listen. I very rarely skip songs when I listen to things, and I think I would skip this song.
Yeah, I almost always skip most of the remixes anyway, so I just have it on my really long and extensive playlist because I have to. It's Coldplay Complete, actually.
Yeah, I'm aware. I use the same playlist.
I think that's all we really have to say about it. As a quick headliner.
There's not much else to say.
Yeah.
No shade to anyone who does enjoy it.
Yeah.
And
I want to pick your brain if you do enjoy it.
Yeah, tell us what you like about it.
Yeah. It just feels so out of place.
Out of place in my place.
Oh my god.
Oh
my god.
She's so sick of me, guys.
Yeah.
I'm holding her hostage here, making her do this podcast.
Yeah, clearly. I don't even like Coldplay. I cannot stand this band. The tattoos I got were ironic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a fashion statement, not an art
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, wait, what's the... It's ironic. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway.
Well, you're making me think of a scene from the Wicked book, but it's not in the movie.
Yeah, no, I haven't. Anyway, we've been talking about Wicked this entire week.
Look, it's my newest hyperfixation.
Yeah, he saw the movie. We saw the movie together. He saw it, and now he's changed for the better.
Well, I don't know if I've been changed for the better, but I'm certainly changed for good.
Oh my god.
Something has changed within me. God. It's not the same.
Yeah, he's now a real theater kid.
Yeah, and now I've seen the musical. I'm reading the book. Real intense.
Yeah, we'll be reading the books.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Oh yeah, even the Wizard of Oz ones.
I don't know. So I have read the first original Wizard of Oz book.
Yeah.
I have a reproduction of the first edition somewhere.
Yeah.
I might go back and reread those. It's a 14-book long commitment, and I remember finding the first one interesting, but a bit of a slog. So I don't really know if I'll reread those, especially because they're for a younger audience and were a little harder for me to get into.
Yeah.
I might try rereading the first one, but definitely I'm going to read the 4-book Wicked series, even though it is really messing me up, like, mentally.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I still haven't explained to you what happened in the Philosopher's Club.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
And I still won't.
Well, yeah.
Because you don't need to know that, but it really has deeply impacted
I mean,
me.
if you don't tell me, I'll just look it up. But anyway, Thank you for joining us on our Wicked podcast.
I could talk about Wicked this whole time.
Anyway, okay. Actual Coldplay news. We're gonna get right into it. A fourth show was added to Hong Kong, so the show will be on April 8th. And then the tickets will go on sale on December 6th. So if you're planning to go to the Hong Kong shows, you have another chance to get tickets. Ow.
Coldplay is the Billboard Music Awards finalist for Top Rock Touring Artist, along with the Rolling Stones and Bruce Springsteen. The winners will be announced on December 12th. And they were also nominated for Top Duo/Group at the Billboard Music Awards. So tune in December 12th to find out what they won, or just listen to our podcast right afterwards when we'll tell you.
Yeah. You know, I think Coldplay have a really good chance. I like the other two bands a lot. I mean, Bruce Springsteen.
Right, but specifically for touring artists.
Yeah.
The Music of the Spheres tour has been record-breaking.
Yes, yeah.
I think they're a shoo-in for that.
I know, yeah. I mean, same. But, I mean, the other two, Rolling Stones and Bruce Springsteen, are pretty much legacy names at that point.
Right.
You know, but I think Coldplay are going to be the top winners in that one, hopefully. I don't know. Find out next time.
Or in, like, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
I think 2 times from now.
Yeah. Coldplay remains the only band to have a #1 album in the U.S. this year. Other bands that did not reach #1 were Linkin Park, Imagine Dragons, 21 Pilots, and Green Day. Yeah, I find that surprising, but also not surprising, especially how, well, we had help with Army. Thank you very much. We love you guys. Okay, we respect BTS, or we respect y'all. And B, you know, I mean, Coldplay's tour, we were just talking about, you know, like, Coldplay's tour is just massive. Like, yeah.
I just do feel like this year the music industry has been dominated by single artists.
We've
got Sabrina Carpenter, we've got Taylor Swift, we've got Charli XCX, we've
Billie
got
Eilish.
Chappell Roan, Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. I feel like every big name this year has been just a single artist.
Yes.
I think it has something to do with the state of social media right now.
Yeah.
And how big of a role social media plays in the music game, which is why it is getting easier and easier for these single artists to succeed as opposed to bands. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Which I think is why, like, Coldplay is so successful on their tour. It's so hard to get tickets to their tour because they have gotten so viral on TikTok just for Sky Full of Stars alone.
Right.
Which is why I'm obsessed with. Now I kind of, like, I get it why Chris just stops the show. It makes me laugh every time I see it online when people who don't know that that's coming.
It is very funny.
Yeah, I'm like, hee hee hee. Although, yeah, but me who watches like nearly every show, I'm like, again, so funny.
I know, and it does take up so much time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, when we could get really another song.
There was a behind the scenes moments with Coldplay making dreams come true video that Ralph Macchio posted. It's a little behind the scenes of making the music video for the Karate Kid. It's just a short little snippet. I think it's so sweet. We talked a lot last week about the story of Ralph Macchio getting to do this music video, and I'm just really happy that he had such a good time.
I know. Yeah, watch Cobra Kai on Netflix. I've never seen it. I've only seen the Karate Kid once. But you know what? Watch it. We're here to support Ralph Macchio.
I don't think we mentioned this last time, but the little crossover in my life is that my friend briefly had a podcast about Cobra Kai.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Eliana, she's in Barcelona right now, and she wore the Barcelona x Coldplay x Spotify.
Wow, how unoriginal of the Barcelona teams to copy Eliana's outfit for their jerseys.
She wore the jersey at her show, and her caption said, "Barca, muchas gracias, Habibis." So cute. I love her. I'm so mad because I found out that she was in Houston like early last month, and I was off that day, but I had other plans, and oh man, I would have loved to see her. I mean, We've already seen her,
and we will see her again.
I know.
We'll see Eliana again,
but like on her tour.
We'll see her. We'll see her on some other tour. We'll see her. Coldplay Extra and Spotify are doing a giveaway on Instagram. You can enter by tagging a friend and making sure you and your friend are both following Coldplay Extra and Spotify. The person who enters is entered to win a Coldplay X Barca hoodie, and the person they tag is entered to win the Eco CD of Moon Music. Monica and I have both entered, and we're keeping our fingers crossed. Mm-hmm. But even though it hurts our chances, we invite you, listener, to enter as well.
Yeah. And I had seen in the caption that Coldplay Extra had posted, our friends at Coldplay Extra had posted, that they're also going to be doing similar giveaways on TikTok and YouTube and Twitter/X. So keep your eyes out for that. I hadn't seen anything yet, but maybe something got posted and I just missed it. But yeah, at least the Instagram one is up, and I'll post the link down in the description. We love you, Coldplay Extra. The Moon Music Box is available on the Coldplay store only in the U.S. Sorry, everybody else. Available in the U.S. store from 11/26 to 12/1. So it's literally, today's the last day, the day that we're recording. So sorry you can't get it anymore whenever this gets, released. But it was there and I bought one, so I'll bring it whenever I
had to fight internally with myself because I really wanted it, but I need the $25 more than I need the music box, so I did not buy one. But I will live vicariously through Monica.
Yeah.
The second edition of Moon Music has been pressed, is available for pre-order, maybe is out already. It's kind of unclear with the way it's like on all these online stores. But it looks like the second edition is going to be the clear vinyl, the same as the notebook edition. And I think you can pre-order it from certain places already. But again, unclear.
Yeah, I have to see. I have to check with Cactus. Because whenever I was looking at Cactus's website for it, it kept showing the standard pink vinyl, so I was confused, and I was like, okay, well, I don't know what's going on.
I was looking at like a record store day thing, and it kept just showing the standard pink vinyl, but it would say second edition, and then Target had its own list for second edition, but it already said sold out. But
weird. Okay, yeah, so we're not sure, but that's going to be coming out, or is already out.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? We don't.
Coldplay haven't promoted it. Why would they?
Yeah, why would they? Speaking of other things that Coldplay have not promoted, the 25th anniversary limited edition of Brothers and Sisters double 7-inch vinyl is out now through Fierce Panda. I haven't bought it yet, surprisingly, listener, but I will eventually when it's not Christmas. So
yeah, I want it very badly, but it is Christmas, and I have a lot of other things to buy for people.
I'm not even buying stuff for other people because I'm waiting until Japan. I'm going to Japan next year,
Which is so fair, but I have things to buy for people. The Australian tour edition of Moon Music on green vinyl with the limited edition sticker. Yellow sticker is still available on the Coldplay website right now. There's a limit of 4 per customer.
Yeah, and that's the Australian store. So if you're outside the Australian store,
sorry if you need 5 copies of the Australian tour edition.
Yeah.
You can only get 4.
Yeah, if anyone can hook me up. I mean,
you have
I'm
friends
sure
in Australia.
I do, but I also don't want to pay for that shipping. It's fine. I'll just go to Australia. I think that's cheaper. No, I'm kidding. I'll ship myself to Australia.
I'll pay for the shipping.
Coldplay will be on the Graham Norton show on December 6th to perform All My Love.
Speaking of shows, they will be on the Jimmy Kimmel Show December 5th to talk about the All My Love music video, unrelated to Coldplay, but Dick Van Dyke will also be there.
Yeah, I love him. No step in time, I want no step in time, never reason, never run.
When I was a kid and it was time to get dressed in my pajamas, and when I was so little, my dad still had to help me get dressed, he would hold out my pajama pants and he would start singing Step in Time for me to step. Yeah,
that's cute. I just realized that both of the shows are just back to back, and I'm well, clearly one of these is pre-recorded.
No, Coldplay, they're just going everywhere.
Yeah. Chris Martin has invented teleportation. That's the most sustainable way.
No, actually, Chris Martin has cloned himself.
Oh. There's more of them. Jay-Z, we mentioned this on the podcast a couple of months ago, but Jay-Z has a writing credit on We Pray, but we're not sure on which part. I just say most of the... I think it's just most of Chris's parts. But yeah, because whenever we mentioned it, we were yeah, Jay-Z has a credit on a song on We Music, but we didn't know which one, so now we know. At least, I don't think that we mentioned We Pray. I think we speculated it was going to be We Pray, but...
Yeah, and then I think it came out and we forgot to, check the credits for things. Also, Eterna features a 2-second sample of, a bass bit from a Lewis Cole song called Weird Part of the Night.
I never heard the song, but I will listen to it.
Yeah,
because I love Eterna. I got that tattooed on my arm.
Yeah.
I don't even like Coldplay.
How many Coldplay tattoos you got? 3?
None. I got them lasered off last night.
Oh, okay.
All of my tattoos. Look how bare I am. Anyway, that's the news.
And now is the portion of the show where we don't have any tour news because they're not on tour. We don't have any spoilers and speculations this week. So now I am going to talk about our charity of the month. Since I was sick one of the weeks last month, we're going to continue with Sudan Relief for one more week and then have our new December charity announced next week. So our charity of the month this month is Sudan Relief, which is sdnrlf.com. We're going to put their link in the description of this episode. I thought since it is now December, it's the season of giving, everyone's buying gifts for each other, I would tell you about some of the gifts that are available for you to send to the people in South Sudan and the Nuba Mountain region. You could buy a hand pump water well. A single hand pump well starts at $15,000. You can donate a share of that cost starting at $25. You can purchase a latrine, which it might be hard to imagine a world where you don't have access to a bathroom, a toilet, a shower, water to wash your hands with. But that is the reality for many people in South Sudan, which can lead to many problems like sickness and disease. A latrine also starts at $15,000, and you can donate a share starting at $25. There is also a solar electric water well. Classic hand pump wells will end up breaking eventually from overuse. So in large communities, a solar-powered electronic well is a necessity to eliminate this problem. You can donate diet staples. Food scarcity is currently at critically high levels. Staples like sorghum and beans provide children and their families access to essential nutrition. Food for one family costs just $15. You can donate an emergency food pack, which can save the lives of families that are on the brink of starvation. An emergency food pack for one family is $40. Livestock can transform local communities by providing both a source of food and a source of income. One goat is $100, a chicken is $35, or a cow is $500. You could donate money for an essential surgery. There is very scarce access to medical care in South Sudan. Hospitals are few and far between, and even people who who are lucky enough to have a hospital close by to where they live can rarely afford essential surgery. The average cost of a surgery in South Sudan is $2,200, but you could help pay a share of the cost of a surgery starting with a gift of $25. Eyesight is extremely critical in South Sudan. Vision loss and cataracts can be devastating. They impact a person's ability to work or access education. They lead to overall lower health outcomes for people. Eye surgery costs just $500, or you can help pay for the cost with a gift of $15. The proper hygiene we often take for granted is unattainable for many families in South Sudan. You can supply a family with hand soaps, sanitizer, and cleaning supplies. A kit of essentials for one family costs $35. You can donate medicine for malaria. Every year, millions of people still suffer from malaria, and across Africa, one child dies from malaria every minute. But malaria is a curable disease. Everyone deserves access to this treatment. Paying for the treatment for just one person costs $15. In the Nuba Mountain region of Sudan, which is a very remote region, there is a hospital called the Mother of Mercy Hospital with a doctor named Dr. Tom Katena. He is the only surgeon for a population of over 500,000 people, and he has, frankly, heroic efforts every single year to care for this whole population. And every year, Sudan Relief Fund provides nearly all of the medicine he needs. You can help pay for transportation costs with a gift of $50 or help fill a box of medicine. It's $500 to fill half of a box of medicine or $1,000 to fill a whole box. Leprosy is a devastating disease, even though it is simple to treat and curable. Oftentimes, the victims of leprosy are cast out of society and have to live in leper colonies. You can provide support to a leper colony starting at $50 to help a single victim of leprosy. Pregnant mothers in South Sudan often give birth in poor conditions with no medical supervision. They suffer one of the highest mortality rates in the world. If you would like to support and extend maternal health care, you can give a gift starting at $100. Children in South Sudan don't have access to education for various reasons, one of them being famine and lack of access to food. Malnourished children don't have the ability to be successful students, and many of the children in South Sudan are only going to have the lunch they get at school. That's the only meal they are able to eat. You can provide a month's worth of meals for school children, starting at $100 for a month of meals for 2 children. Another obstacle in the path of education for children in South Sudan is that nearly 80% of South Sudan's population is severely impoverished. Oftentimes, children of poor families are kept home to work, and their lack of access to education keeps them trapped in the cycle of poverty. But every child deserves access to an education, whether or not they can afford it. And you can pay for a child's tuition to school for 2 months for $100 for one child. In addition to tuition to attend school, these children need access to school supplies. And the supplies for 2 children to attend class are $50. The other big obstacle for education in South Sudan is a lack of qualified teachers. There's an extreme shortage of qualified teachers. Dilapidated buildings make it difficult to retain what educators there are, and there are unsustainable teacher-to-student ratios. You can help provide a qualified instructor by sponsoring a teacher's salary starting at $100 to pay for 2 months of their salary. If you have the ability to this holiday season, I urge you to consider donating a gift, whether it's to Sudan Relief or some other charity. It can be very easy to focus on. It can be very easy to ignore the problems that are not directly in your face all the time and can often feel more comfortable or convenient to do so. But for the people most affected by these problems, they don't have that option.
Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, that is it. It's super short week. I'm sure, like, once I edit this down, it'll be, like, I don't know, like 25 minutes or something. There wasn't too much to talk about. Not a lot of Coldplay news. We're hitting that wall of, it's the holidays. Coldplay aren't doing too much, except for a handful of things, a couple of things, but it's not too crazy in the Coldplay world. But we hope that you guys have a good day, good rest of your morning, evening, night, wherever you are. And thank you for listening. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. We love you, Coldplay, sometimes. Not me, though. I don't even like Coldplay. But yeah, thanks for listening. We are Weekly Coldplay. My name is Monica.
My name is still Daniel.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to Weekly Coldplay. For more Coldplay content from us, check us out on Twitter @Weekly Coldplay and Instagram @weekly.coldplay. That is weekly, Coldplay. And if you like what you hear, give us a follow on wherever you're listening to this podcast on. Thank you again, and we'll be back next week with more Coldplay news.